Welcome to it, sports fans. It is the MKT Show. I'm MKT. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. 14th of January 2021. Good to be with you. Tonight, talk a little bit of football. Big game for Arsenal tonight, by the way. Whew, they got to win that. Keep the good times rolling, as they say. Don't want to fall off that train. They got to rely on the youngsters tonight. Could be tough. Could be some tough sled in there. But we'll talk United tonight. Some comments from Gary Neville. Unbelievable stuff. And then we'll finish off with Newcastle. Like, share, subscribe. Be a friend, tell a friend. Cliff Central Sport. Otherwise, Cliff C Sport on Tweet Monster. Or I am MKT Inspires on the socials. All right, start with Man United. If you're a Man United fan, you may have read the article. Gary Neville says, get excited, everybody. Get excited if you're a United fan. So here's the thing, all right, is all people are the same, really. Everybody thinks they're special, but we're all the same. The only difference is sometimes we have to hire like accountants or actual scientists because actually most of us are not very good at being logical because we go into our feelings, most of us, and I'm guilty of this. We go into our feelings all the time. And generally, what you have to do actually is look for the trends. So you call it investments, financial planners, building a business model. You want to spot sort of trends of behavior. You don't want to get involved in anecdotal, oh, but this went well here. So I'll give you an example. If your girlfriend or boyfriend cheats on you 3 times and says, I promise you this is the last time. Now, they may be genuinely sorry in that moment. I'm not saying they're not the fourth time's a charm. But if they do, on the 4th time, are you going to believe them? So I'll leave that up to whoever's watching this. If you're going to believe them, cool. But I'll tell you what, I'm not. So Man United at the top of the league, going well, all guns blazing, 9 unbeaten, and they are flying. But here's the thing. Have we seen this before? Because I've seen Ole Gunnar Solskjaer have 3 purple patches now. But then I've seen 3 semi-final losses. See, in life, it's really, really easy. And I've said this, I keep saying this. It's really, really easy to perform when things are going well. In your own life, it's just so easy when the kids are getting A's at school and everyone's doing well and you're flying at work and your boss is loving you. You know, what happens when your partner's mother-in-law gets sick? What happens when your car breaks down? You know, your insurance doesn't pay out. They break into your house. Who are you then? Right? A friend of yours has a trauma. Or are you there for them? We all know that we need grown-ups to rely on in life. And grown-ups are the people oh my goodness, my child is sick. I'm at work. I can phone this person. They're going to take care of it. Like, that's a grown-up. Man United have Paul Pogba, Anthony Martial, Maguire, Greenwood, and De Gea. Right? Now, the problem is this. I've watched De Gea for the last 5 years. And if you're a Man United fan, be honest. Just be honest. I've seen what I've seen for 5 years now. If you're Pogba, I've seen what I've seen for 5 years. Greenwood, I've seen the highlights package of what I'm getting in terms of character. And that is going to matter, by the way. Because what you saw with the whole Iceland thing, and listen, I know sportsmen. Do I have a problem with young men? And, look, ladies, I know young men. I know alpha males. Just get over yourself. They got lots of money, lots of power. A lot of them are in good shape, good looking. I got no problems with young men and women and whatever. Like, do your thing. I'm not a moralist. Not in a pandemic. And listen, it's a tiny little ask for Greenwood to just stay in his hotel. Tiny. I mean, there's no pressure that he's living the good life. He's with England and you think he's living the dream. That's going to be a problem. Trust me, I've shown poor character, so I know what it looks like. And don't get me you're young. Listen, we reward people that are uniquely mature. Greenwood, I've seen it. Pogba, Martial, I've seen enough. And it's not a talent issue. Pogba, in terms of talent, I mean, he's 6'3", 6'4", an absolute beast of an animal, really. Technically sublime. Problem is, unlike an adult, adults wake up every day, even if you don't want to. That's part of adulting. That's part of being a professional. Being professional, being a grown up, you know what that is? That's doing stuff when you don't want to do stuff. Adults wake up and they do things when they don't want to. You know what like children say, Mom, Dad, I'm not doing it. Why? Because I don't feel like it. That's children. That's Paul Pogba. Things are going well. Everyone's humming. United's humming right now. Pogba looks like Platini. United need some help. Last season, beginning of the season, where was Pogba on the bench? And then I think the biggest problem is you just cannot have Harry Maguire as your captain. Like, that ain't going to work. Folks, I'm not a perfectionist. I'm not a moralist. I got no problem with Maguire going to Mykonos and having the time of his life. But the problem is I've seen what guys are like when they win. I've seen Vincent Kompany now. And so here's the thing. The great leaders is your talent had better be off the charts. If Harry Maguire was Virgil van Dijk, it's a production tolerance world. You look the other way. But it's bad character and mediocre player. I don't like it. John Terry, there's some stuff off the field, but maybe top two or three greatest centre backs the Premier League's ever seen. At least English anyway. So you live with that. Roy Keane, top of the pops. Right? That's generational. Patrick Vieira, those are the guys who've won. The Maguire thing's not going to work. So you got a bunch of children. Pogba, Martial, Maguire, Greenwood, De Gea. And everybody thinks it's going well now. And you have another problem, is your best striker's 33 years old. How did Cavani look last night against Burnley? Because this is the Premier League. There are no off days. It's not PSG. It's not Napoli, where you've got maybe 6 hard games a season. It's murder every week. How did Cavani look last night? And that was off a 3-game break. He's by far and away your best striker. Anthony Martial at number 9, that ain't going to work. Folks, listen, the Man United thing, forget it. They may sneak into the top 4. I don't think they will, because I just think the Premier League, it now is about character. It's not about talent. And I've seen this before. I saw 20 games in a row. And then I saw what happened when they figured them out. They don't have any... Listen, the Cavani thing, that ain't going to work. I can't have a 33-year-old who I can't play, because he's going to play, half the games that are still to come? Pogba, I've seen him under pressure. Martial, I've seen under pressure. Looks like he picked up another knock. So he's injury prone, and that's an issue. But the Maguire thing is my biggest concern. Like the Pogba thing, I'm over Paul Pogba already. They should have moved on from him. They should have moved on by now. Like, there's progress at Man United. You have to say well done to Oli. But relax. There is no way you're winning the league. You cannot win with children. And by the way, you can be 50 years old and be a child. Paul Pogba turns up when he wants to. Martial turns up when he wants to. Maguire, I'm not sure what I'm getting. And Greenwood, I've already seen it. So the Greenwood thing, the problem is they're going to pay Greenwood at some stage. And Man United did nothing about what happened in England. With the England, if you don't know, look up Greenwood and Foden and what they got up to, is when you pay a youngster is really, and we're getting to a place where now that type of prima donna behavior is actually being rewarded. And that is a problem. That's a huge, huge problem. And Greenwood, I can live with. By the way, production tolerance. If you're Mbappe, no. Because it's about self-awareness, right? Another thing about being a grown-up is just be self-aware. Like, get up early, because you know why? Your kids are going to get up at 6. So you got to get up at 4 if you want personal time. You got to make time. Man United doesn't have grown-ups. I'm sorry. Like, you can't rely on Matic. He's not going to be able to play every game. Fred, nice player. McTominay, nice player. But again, you're not leaning on these guys if you want to win. Even if they beat Liverpool on the weekend, which I don't think they will, I think relax on the Champions League talk. Get excited, because there's good progress under Oli, and I think United have done well to give him time. Top 4 maybe, title, forget it. You need grown-ups. Folks, we all work at work. We've seen guys have 3, 4 good months, and then the rest of the year they're dog show. You know, in sales there's a golden rule, and in life in general. So I got taught this by a mentor a long time ago. She says, whatever line of work you're in, whatever, it's sort of a sort of golden rule. Take out your worst year and take out your best year in whatever you're doing. right? Because you're not your worst and you're not your absolute best. Nobody is that. Now, take the rest and average that out. So if I said to you, take Paul Pogba's worst and best year out at Man United so long, Martial's best and worst year, Maguire's best and worst, Greenwood you don't want to judge, but De Gea's best and worst. What have they been in between? Because that's who you are. The median of what you are in between. Take out your best and worst. What are you? Is what's left is what you are. And I've seen Pogba, I've seen Martial, I've seen Maguire, and I've seen De Gea. I've seen 20 in a row, and then what happened last year to Man United. I've seen Man United in 3 semi-finals now, and that's a real thing now. When it matters, everything on the table, that's when you got to win. The pressure will come, and I've got lots of evidence to suggest when that happens, it is not good. It is no good. Not good at all. Love to know what you think. Plenty of Man United fans are hitting me up in the DM saying, you've got so much hate for Man United. So I don't. I see what I see. Man City with their B team made Man United look like literally a bunch of children. Literally a bunch of children. No Aguero, no Bernardo Silva. I mean, that was unbelievable. Mahrez, Man City played with 10 men. Mahrez was invisible. So, sorry, folks. I've been watching football too long. I've been watching sport too long. I've been in business for 10 years now. People are who they are. Just believe them the first time. You're not going to win with a core of Pogba, Martial, Maguire, Greenwood, De Gea. That ain't it. You're going to need 3 or 4 adults in there. And I don't know what United are going to do. Because it's a nice purple patch, but I'm afraid titles are probably won in February and March. Well, I want to finish off with this. The Newcastle situation is something that's interesting. So I come from two traditional families where there was in the past arranged marriages. Doesn't Newcastle feel like an arranged marriage? And arranged marriages really are analog things in a digital time because they don't work. And don't tell me, oh, my mom and dad were, are your mom and dad like 70? It's 2021. It ain't going to work. Mike Ashley and Newcastle feel like an arranged marriage, right? They do. And so I've always had a golden rule, and my friends call me shallow. I don't care. I have 2 things that I always say. Date in your looks and financial class always. Always, always, always. Like I always say, if I see a good-looking guy with an average girl or an average girl with a good-looking guy, something's going on there. There's a money thing going on there. Like what's going on there? And stop telling me about personality. There's lots of good-looking people who are nice people. But my golden rule is date in your financial and in your looks class. Just do it. It's a golden rule. Listen, it works. It's going to work 9 out of 10 times. So you're going to find the one horrible person. Yes. But I'll tell you why you do this. It's so that you don't have to lay sweating in pools of sweat at night, wondering if your supermodel-looking girlfriend, is looking at other guys, right? It's not a life. That's not a relationship. You don't want to be reaching. It's my golden rule. Date in your financial and looks class, and everything. Relationships are hard enough without that divide. And Newcastle feel like the insecure supermodel because Newcastle are ready to be as big a club as Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal. They are built for that. If you haven't been, I would go on a holiday when fans come back in the next 18 months or so. It's worth going on holiday just to watch Newcastle play at St. James's Park. It is one of the most exhilarating cauldrons in the world. Everything about it. And by the way, that city just has Newcastle. The rugby, they had Johnny Wilkinson, whatever. That's all that matters in Newcastle. I mean, hey, good party life as well. And I've always argued the problem for Newcastle is it's actually a bit of a party town. And I think that's why they can't attract real superstars and keep it together. Because once you go up north, it is different up there. They like a good time. You've seen Geordie Shaw. That's real. That is real, folks. It is a real place. But I feel like Newcastle are the insecure supermodel. Right? They've never chased a proper owner. And you know what happened with Sir Bobby is they had an adult for 6-7 years. They had a grown up, and what happened? Newcastle were in the Champions League. And you know what happens when you get a grown up in the room like Sir Bobby? Then you attract Shearer and Solano and Bellamy, and they had a terrific team. I mean, he's a grown up, and everything's on football. But when you got Mike Ashley, who wants to be drinking beers with the fans and just talking too much, like leadership shouldn't talk too much. Right? I want my leader being Man City, even Man United. You got to say the owners are great. They spend money and they shut the hell up. But Chelsea and Man City are the model. Deep pockets, shut the hell up. Why is Mike Ashley always in the press? Listen, retail and football are two completely different businesses. But it's not just on Mike Ashley. It's not just on Mike Ashley. Newcastle itself as an institution, I'd still maintain, is like an insecure supermodel. Because really, Newcastle are a 9. They should be dating a 9. They should have a Saudi owner, like a Russian billionaire. I don't know. It's one of the big billionaires in the UK. But it's just been a mess. Listen, I know a couple of models, and they just a mess. They're a mess, these people. They're like, they drink too much and they're insecure, and I don't like my feet, and they want to be perfect. Like, get over yourself. But then again, date in your class, right? Is Newcastle, if you're a supermodel, you should be dating Tom Brady. That's where you belong, because he's not insecure and you'll be fine. Get over yourself. Your insecurities, whatever. Tom Brady can absorb Giselle's problems. But Newcastle are really the insecure supermodel, and then to make it worse, they're dating some loser they're trying to fix who drinks 6 days a week. The whole thing is a shambles. It's an arranged marriage with 2 alcoholics, basically. It is a mess, and I just don't know how they fix it. Because as with people, you got to fix yourself before you can find a good partner. If you're not lovable, it's impossible to find love. And Newcastle are an absolute shambles. So I don't know how they fix that mess, because Mike Ashley has made Newcastle now so undesirable. What is Steve Bruce doing there? There is no way Everton should be getting Carlo Ancelotti over Newcastle. I'm sorry to Everton fans, but Newcastle, with everything that matters in modern day football, is a much bigger football club. Goodison Park is it's a trash can compared to St. James's. But folks, this is what happens. Newcastle accepted mediocrity, and I've said it before. Mediocrity is a cancer. And once you are mediocre and you accept that, it only goes downhill. There is no mediocrity and you plateau. That does not happen. That does not happen. And mediocre people don't drive. So from mediocre, you're never going up. You're never going to go, oh, mediocre, we don't like it, we want to go to good. Mediocrity is comfortable. And it's what Newcastle have been since Sir Bobby left. And it's hard. Adulting's hard. Being in good relationships is hard. Being secure is hard. Right? Being self-confident is hard. And Newcastle are the epitome of the girl who's a model and doesn't know her value. And she's dating some guy, wants to fix him. He's an alcoholic. He's overweight. He drinks at family occasions. She can fix him. And we all know these people. And Newcastle should have really found a way now to cut ties with Mike Ashley. That is a toxic relationship if ever I've seen one. It's got to end. And if Newcastle, I think they've done enough this season. But if he stays, they're going to get relegated next season. Guarantee it. It's over. The Steve Bruce thing, it's business. Why are you making nostalgic calls? Yes, he's a homeboy. Yes, but you've seen what a shambles he is. Sunderland's been a disaster. Wigan was a disaster. What is he doing there? Why is Carlo Ancelotti not the manager of Newcastle? It's a disaster. And it's got to end. Folks, listen, relationships are hard enough. Don't look for stumbling blocks. Right? Be that which you wish to attract. It's a simple rule in life. It's a simple rule in business. Spotify went and bought Joe Rogan, not because Joe Rogan was chasing Spotify. Joe Rogan turned himself into an absolute machine. Be that which you wish to attract. Spotify, Joe Rogan. Right? Gisele Bündchen, Tom Brady. Folks, date in your economic and looks class. Please don't apologize for that. I'm just saying. And people don't like to hear that, but it's the rule in business. Newcastle really deserve Mike Ashley because they're behaving with that insecurity. Right? There's no brashness. There's no we are Newcastle. And it's a crying shame. The one time they had a grown-up, Sir Bobby Robson, the one time. And Everton, really, under Moyes, for all of their greatness, were never in the Champions League. I mean, Newcastle had a grown-up in the great and truly great Sir Bobby Robson for like 15 minutes, Champions League. And they spent way less money than Moyes spent at Everton, by the way. They need to get it together. Get Mike Ashley out if you want to win. Listen, meddling owners, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. But Newcastle, you get what you deserve in life, and it is what it is. All right, let's finish off with some comments here. If it isn't good old Jesse Randallhoff, good old Arsenal's favorite. I mean, this guy must be stressed. Jesse's life must just be a ball of stress. Arsenal's favorite, and he love Arsenal. Jesse says, Man United has had a lot of luck. It reminds me of Unai Emery's unbeaten run. I agree. Like, it's not solid. It's not like, when Man City and Chelsea and Fergie's Uniteds, where they just roll teams. It's like 1-0 at halftime. Okay, you might as well go home. I totally agree. And I think yesterday against Burnley, again, that's not the win. That's not the win of champions. Vidra finishes. I think Ben Mee missed an absolute sitter. Or was it Tarkovsky? One of the two missed an absolute sitter. So it is what it is, but I've seen it before. Jesse, I look for patterns. Man United, we've seen this before, but when the pressure comes, 3 semi-finals Ollie's lost now in 18 months. Sorry. You can't criticize Maurizio Pochettino for that and give Ollie a break. So winning's tough. It's not for everybody. That winning lifestyle ain't for everybody. It's because you need to win. Grown-ups. In sport, there's a great saying, act like you've been there. You need grown-ups to win. Can't win with kids. Can't win with Paul Pogba. He's immature. That's why Paul Pogba needed Andre Pirlo to show him how to win. Right? So you need a lead actor. Right? There's a reason you get Denzel Washington if you want your movie to sell. Some people are just, Look, let me tell you what Man United are. Man United are like Johnny Depp at the moment. Right? And I've always said this. What he is a C-list actor, but an A-list star. That's two very different things. Man United are like Johnny Depp. Because he's not a very good actor, but what he is a massive star who was part of a massive brand. But he's not Marlon Brando. He's not Denzel. He's not a thespian. Right? He's not Daniel. Like Daniel Day-Lewis, A-grade actor. That's an actor. Right? Marlon Brando won an Oscar for being in The Godfather for like 2 seconds. Won an Oscar. What Johnny Depp is he looks like the real deal. Substance over form, folks. Man United are Johnny Depp, right? C-list actor, because that's what you really are, but an A-list star, which is what Man United are. Massive brand, the club, the biggest gross income in the world. Well, what are the results been for 8 years? So, substance over form. Singanga says, it's not easy to go to St. James's Park and get a win with fans. It's tough out there. It is, but they don't behave like it. Singanga, that's a terrific point. I need to Singanga, I probably need you as my life counselor because that is so true. It is tough up there. It is tough, but again, they need the fans. And, I don't know what's going on. Jesse Randolph, who do you think is getting relegated this season besides Sheffield United? Really glad they finally got a win. That is a good question. I think Brighton are in big trouble. I really, really think they've got problems because I don't think Fulham are going to get relegated. I think Scott Parker has figured that thing out. Man, that is going to be a good race. Brighton can't score goals, and you can't survive in this league without scoring goals. So, gun to my head, I think Newcastle are in trouble. By the way, so I think Sheffield are gone. I think Brighton will go down, and Jesse, I may have talked myself into Newcastle getting relegated this season. Even. I don't think Burnley are going to get relegated. They've got structure, and I thought they look good against United. They'll beat worse teams than that. So Sheffield United, Brighton, and I hate to say this to a good mate of mine, Philip, but I think Newcastle, that thing's not looking good. It's looking toxic and it's not getting better. And I don't know how you improve it now, right? Is Mike Ashley doesn't want to spend money. And when he does, he buys Joe Linton. Oh, excuse me? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. That's terrible. Jesse Randall, who's been worse, Arsenal or Newcastle, from Invincibles to retirement home? It's a good point. I was fortunate enough to watch Newcastle at St. James's in the Champions League. I think the Newcastle fall's been worse. I think it's been worse. It has been worse because with Sir Bobby, they were so solid for a good 6-7 years. And then Newcastle got relegated at a stage. Folks, are you kidding me? Everton's never been relegated. I think it's Newcastle. I think it's Newcastle. All right. Finish off on this one. Singanga says, date in your economic and looks class. Stop apologizing. Like, I don't apologize for what I am in life. And okay, maybe whatever. Who do I think I am? That's how I live my life. Like, life has enough problems. I'm not looking to add problems, right? I don't need things like, I'm clear that my face is not great. Not great. Like maybe a 4.5, 5. And I'm not looking for, no, be nice to yourself. Listen, I'm clear on what I am. I'm fine. Right? I'm not marrying Giselle Bundchen. Like, I don't need that kind of stress in my life. I'm not there. I'm not Brad Pitt. Like, I'm aware of that. Folks, it's okay to not compromise for the things you want. Because if you compromise on your standards, I'll tell you what happens. You become Newcastle, right? Yeah, you become Johnny Depp again, who's Amber, whatever. Like, this is the nonsense that happens. Hey, we all know somebody who's in a relationship, and you don't have to put it in the comments or acknowledge it, and you can call me whatever you call me. We all know somebody in a relationship where she's with him for the money. He's with her for the money. We all know. It's like, hey, she's way too good looking for that fat slob. And tell me about love. Don't be ridiculous. You can learn to love somebody. Date in your economic and looks class. Just please. Like, I don't need, ladies, I don't need you crying about all the good men are taken. Stop dating losers who you have to pay for at dinner. Just stop. Stop looking for those kind of problems, right? If he can't split the bill with you every time you go to dinner, ladies, get away from him. If you're a grown up, and here's the thing, right? I'm an emotional child. Like, I know my female friends, they grew up so much faster than me, right? It's like, and I see some of the people they date. I'm like, what are you doing? Because you're an accountant, you're set. You got maybe you got your property and you got your second property. Stop dating. What, this guy? You got to pay for him on holiday as well? You got to pay for petrol. You got to pay for all the toll gates. No, dating your economic and looks class. Sorry. Like, if you don't have the discipline to go to the gym 5 times a week, and she does, and then she goes to work, and no. Ladies, please stop settling for these clowns out here, and quite frankly, guys as well. Don't apologize for the things you want. And Newcastle have compromised, and that's how you end up with Mike Ashley as your owner. That's how you end up with Johnny Depp's girlfriend or whatever his wife was. That's what happens when you do, you compromise on standards. Folks, you can learn to love somebody. Newcastle, that is a mess. They need to stop behaving like what they are, which is a supermodel. And supermodels, I'm afraid, should be dating, I don't know, sportsmen or actors. Just stop looking for extra problems in life. And Newcastle, that's what they did. I don't know how this club was ever sold to Mike Ashley. Shocking. Yeah, Singanga, it is what it is. Folks, before you go, remember to push that one. That's to like the content. If you don't like the content, hey, go back to fighting with your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever you're doing before this. Just act like this didn't happen. Just act like this didn't happen. For tonight, though, it's, you could have been anywhere with anybody. You chose to be with me for whatever reason. I apologize for that. I mean, you could have done so much better. But hey, some people are settlers. I got Gareth Cliff over here physically distancing. I'm MKT. This is Cliff Central Sport and the MKT Show. Ladies and gentlemen, for tonight, we are the hell out of here.